Good day to you. Happy Independence July 4th to you all. I'm Danilo Evangelista, and welcome to our tropical weather outlook for today, Friday, July 4th, 2025. I'm not going to keep you long today, but we do have a few things to go over, including Invest 92L in the Atlantic, which is very likely to become a tropical system, especially if you look at the latest satellite, and we'll also go over briefly activity in the Pacific as well. Glad to have you here on this Independence Day. I hope you are enjoying your day so far. Let's start off with the National Hurricane Center homepage right now. Invest 92L off the southeast coast this morning. The latest tropical weather outlook released as of 8 a.m. Eastern Time. The National Hurricane Center says showers and thunderstorms have increased in association with an area of low pressure located about 100 miles off the northeast Florida coast. Environmental conditions are forecast to be marginally conducive for further development, and a short-lived tropical or subtropical depression could form later today or Saturday. Later today or on Saturday, which is tomorrow. Kind of got confused between the days for a little bit, but today is Friday and then tomorrow Saturday, and we could potentially see this form on Saturday before it moves inland on Sunday. So this has roughly 24 to 36 hours. In fact, I'd say closer to 36 hours over water here off the southeast coast, with very warm sea surface temperatures, as I've shown you over the last several days. And I'll show you the latest satellite imagery in just a moment. It's really organized quite a bit this morning. In fact, I posted earlier today on Twitter that it looked quite a bit already like it was a tropical cyclone of some sort. But we'll get confirmation later today as Recon is going to head into 92L this afternoon, and we're going to find out, is it indeed a tropical storm or a tropical cyclone, or is it not yet organized? And I'll have more information on that when it comes out. But for now, let's go to the Eastern Pacific because there's also another area here as well, and this is Invest 96E now, I do believe. This is the seventh system of the year in the Eastern Pacific, and more than likely this is going to become our seventh named storm in the Eastern Pacific as well. The next name on the list is Gil. The National Hurricane Center gives this area a 80% chance of development within the next 7 days as it moves off to the west away from the Mexican coastline, and from the models that I've seen, this could actually become another pretty decent storm in the Eastern Pacific. Here's a satellite imagery or a satellite loop of generally the Eastern Pacific and the Western Atlantic right now. You can see we have quite a bit of convection here in the Eastern Pacific. This is Invest 92L off the coast of the southeast here, and you can see quite a bit of thunderstorm activity, although I'll zoom in on that in a little bit, so don't worry. But generally taking a look at the Caribbean and the Atlantic and the Eastern Pacific, you can see as well, this is where Invest 92E is, and this is going to move off to the west-northwest and probably develop within the next few days. Not too organized right now, but that'll probably change very soon. But I want to bring you in a little closer here on 92L, and you can see quite a bit of thunderstorm activity occurring right now. There's a little bit of shear, especially as you could see here off to the north and northeast, and maybe that might be affecting the system a little bit, but quite the persistent convection we've had since this morning. In fact, there's even more convective bursts firing. Maybe there's a low-level center that's trying to develop here. Wouldn't surprise me at all. And it almost as if it seems like there's some banding that's starting to take place here on the southeastern tail of 92L. So it's certainly trying to organize. And vorticity-wise, too, you can see here quite a bit of vorticity that is trying to consolidate off the southeast coast here. And the formation, the shape of the southeast coast also is allowing for convergence to occur. And it certainly helps when you kind of have this circular arch shape to the southeast. And it's very similar to what we have here in the Western Gulf, which there allows for quite a bit of these quick spin-ups to occur. And that is definitely aiding as well in 92L, and I've seen some people talk about it. And this is going to have at least another 24 to 36 hours over water. So I'd imagine, especially and very warm water at that. I showed you earlier on in the week. So I would not be shocked at all if this is very close and on its way to becoming a tropical system. It's definitely got the vorticity. Maybe could be a little bit more consolidated, but I'm pretty sure that's probably going to gradually happen more within the next several hours as this remains offshore, and it will remain offshore for at least a good few more hours, or more like a good 24 to 36 hours, so has more than a day offshore. And we've seen systems, especially thinking back to storms like Bertha in 2020, if you remember that. Maybe if you're more a enthusiastic tropical weather tracker, you would remember a storm like Bertha. Hard to imagine the average Joe would probably pay attention to something like that, but it was a very quick spin up in a very similar place where 92L is right now. But it spun up very quickly as it moved into South Carolina, and it became a tropical storm within hours before making landfall. And we even had other storms like that within the past several years. And so the fact that this has more than just a handful of hours to do so wouldn't shock me in the very least if this develops and becomes a system. And in fact, we'll find out from recon here in about 2 hours or so if it is already in the process of developing, which I would not be surprised if it is. And really quickly, just taking a look at the GFS here off the southeast coast, you could see how it definitely comes together, especially here at hour 30. Look at that. This is tomorrow afternoon. Definitely a low pressure that is closed and vorticity that's trying to bundle. And then it remains off the coast up until late Sunday morning. And this is roughly 8 a.m. Sunday morning, still off the coast. Then you can see there's definitely a closed low pressure of some sort, and definitely some vorticity that tries to consolidate, and then it moves inland Sunday afternoon and then into Monday. And then after that, the threat will be the rainfall, which will probably be very widespread across portions of the southeast. And I went over that yesterday. Lots of rainfall going to occur across the southeast, and lots of rainfall occurring over Florida right now. In fact, I think Florida is going to get as much as 4 to 5, even 6 inches of rain. And that's obviously very significant because today is July 4th, and this weekend will be the weekend preceding July 4th, and there's probably going to be lots of people down here that have come to the southeast for the beaches, and probably lots of people that came down here that do not live in the southeast and are probably visiting family. And that's obviously going to have an impact on their travel plans, and it's obviously going to have an impact on anybody that wants to go to the beach along the southeast as well. And especially that this is a holiday weekend, it obviously has major implications. So we need to keep in mind of that going into the next several days, and certainly keep a watch, as this could potentially become a named system. But as I said yesterday, even if this doesn't become a named system, it will bring heavy rain and lots of flooding for widespread areas along the southeast coast, especially Florida. And that in of itself is a threat to consider. As I always say, rainfall is the #1 killer when it comes to tropical cyclones, and you certainly have to remember that. With that being said, though, I'm going to end it off for today. As I said, I wouldn't keep you for long. So I'm going to end it off here for today. Not much else to go over. Obviously, I will post later today, though, when we do get more information on 92L, when the recon goes in, and I do believe that there will be more recon as well, maybe on Sunday too. So we'll have a constant stream of information on this invest, which is obviously a good thing. Thanks for watching, though, for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your Independence Day. Hope you enjoy time with your family. If you're doing a barbecue, if you're watching fireworks, like I might do, I don't know. But enjoy the rest of your day with all your families, friends, and loved ones. And enjoy Independence Day and celebrating this country, which is obviously what this day is all about. Stay safe. Peace, love, and kindness to you all. I will be back with more tomorrow.